got an excellent race on our hands today. We've got two races to commentate. Someone325 or 3255 as he is on Twitch, and MaxKetchumz with Qirn and Zephlar on the second race, and we're ready to go. There's the power glove in Link's house.
Ooh. That's always nice to find early. Let you farm rupees down by desert if you feel like picking up that rock and going into cave.
Yeah. This is one of those scenarios where I would be cursing my route.
Ooh, 20 rupees off the level 1 tree pull. That's quite nice. Got Qirn doing a Houlihan room strat in bottom left. That's 225 rupees early, which is nice in Keysanity because there's a lot less money in those chests. So it's worth doing, I feel like, real early.
Yeah. If you don't do it immediately, sometimes it happens pretty soon afterwards.
Mm-hmm. So
we find the blue mail in the Uncle's Tunnel.
Yep, blue mail and a shield there. So some defense, but still no offensive capabilities for our players yet. Not even a bomb yet.
Alright, so we got a little bit of a heart container from the thieves' hideout.
Early health is nice.
Yeah, and we see Qirn doing the south CAC route, allowing you to get some bombs here from the bushes near the grove.
Yep, deciding to do a race game with one of those bombs. We'll see what that has for us today. As MaxKetchumz is going to check Blind's Hut. Titan's Mitts at race game.
Whoa! Okay, turns out I wouldn't have been disappointed in my route.
In the hut, we've got a key to ice, a level 1 sword, arrow upgrade, and 20 rupees. We'll see what's in back once they have bombs to come back later.
Yep.
Big 20 at the library. Probably not coming back for that.
So these bombs are one of the main reasons I like the Houlihan route early, is because you can always buy them.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least.
Yep, you're not always going to find them. Back at Tavern has a heart piece.
Wow. This double glove start is just messing with my brain. It's like, is this V18 or something? Did we not have progressive gloves all of a sudden? Nah, I'm kidding.
Not a whole lot in the well. We'll see what's in the chicken house here. Ten arrow upgrade.
Yep. And so as we proceed further on through this, we'll see some more. We'll see some more gathers from the runners who reach the well and blind with bombs. That's of course a important part of exploring Kakariko.
Yep, without bombs you're missing out on 2 locations. Small key to Meyer, not entirely useful.
Not particularly, no.
Helps with routing a little bit, but we'll see what's over in the Bumble Wall and Blind's Hut shortly.
Yep.
So, early gloves, what does that tell us, if anything?
Well, early gloves tells us, you might find Moon Pearl early and be expected to do West Side of the Dark World very early. Tells us you might find Flute early and get the Moon Pearl in Checkerboard Cave. Alright, so just a +5 arrow upgrade in the back of Blind's hut. So nothing really important there either. So let me ask you a technical question, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you're Qirn, and you've gone up Kakariko from the south, and you've picked up Titan's Mitts. Do you sequence break to Death Mountain immediately? After checking maybe like the Lumberjack Cave?
No, I still feel like you go check Srashla and Eastern and do South Shore at this point.
Okay.
Especially finding a sword down in Blind's hut, that makes Mini Moldorm Cave a lot less risky.
Yeah, there is that.
It's all down to preference. If you feel like going to check Death Mountain, getting that extra save and quit point to go to, you could. You know, no harm there.
Yeah, that's basically the only upside I would get from that is a save and quit point.
Yeah, but if they end up finding Flute early too, that negates that. So there's not a whole lot of reward to sequence breaking and going to Death Mountain, I feel like, currently.
Alright. So Qirn is getting another tree pole, killing a crab, and then checking the cave. He might come back out, get another tree pole, then we'll have close to Zora money at that rate.
Yeah, 20 rupees here is quite nice. So 80 total.
We've just got bombs on the Lumberjack Cave.
So probably not gonna see Aiga unless something's really screwed up and we need Dark World access through him.
Now we also do have this wonderful back of escape play to make on account of having lift upgrades.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got a big key. What is it? Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock. Oh, I believe that was the fire rod. Unless my color vision is doing me wrong. And also the cape.
Yep, that
on
is
Qirn's
fire rod.
Screen.
That was fire rod.
Excellent.
Early cape's not something you really want though in Keysanity. Because that does point towards Aiga.
Yeah, well, I mean, you really have to get like 3 more things before that matters.
Bombos in Mini Moldorm Cave.
The Bombos Medallion. So that's both ways to deal with Ice Palace. You want a fake flipper in there right now?
At 4 hearts? Sure, why not?
I mean, if it turns out to be a big deal, that could be huge. But how about no? Also, I think actually accessing it right now would be a major glitch. On account of, or maybe it's only an overworld glitch that's not major, but you'd have to like die first as a bunny.
Oh yeah. Ice Rod Cave Moon Pearl.
Never mind.
Yeah.
So now do we sequence? How do we fake flipper Ice Palace?
You know what? A race a couple nights ago had hammer in the first chest. Why not? I would actually consider checking that first chest.
I know Super Bunny is considered minor, but I don't know about Bunny Revival.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that. So someone getting their cape and fire rod?
I don't really know what defines the major and minor glitches that are allowed. I should look that up. You know, as a guy who commentates this game regularly, that should be something I know.
Well, we've got Bunny Revival and Super Bunny Cave falling down that pit for bunny glitches, right?
Yeah.
Looks like MaxKetchumz might be planning a fake flipper soon. Not saving
It's
quitting
entirely
after
possible.
Ice Rod Cave.
So if you revive as the bunny in a Dark World area, the game treats you as Link at certain locations. So like if you're in the water when you die, so if you die at the exact same frame you hit the water, then revive with a bunny, then you get to fly around.
Yep.
Okay, so yes, bunny revival is allowed. So if you really wanted to go into Ice Palace, die, and then see what you got, you could. We do appear to have a Master Sword at the Hobo.
Ooh. More evidence for checking at least one chest in Aga Tower.
Yeah. I don't mind checking one chest in Aga Tower.
Just the second one is a bit harder, especially without Lamp and the key to get to it.
Correct. There's the Ice Rod in the Dark Escape chest. So we got that Turtle Rock Big Key, we got the Ice Rod, we got the Fire Rod. I mean, taking early bets on how many progression items are in Turtle Rock? Like 6?
The way it seems like it's been going this week, yeah. Yeah.
No, he got the... MaxKetchumz went to Ice Rod Cave. I'm almost certain.
Yeah, he must have, because he was coming down from there before.
Oh, there's a pod key in Mini Moldorm Cave too. That's important.
Yep. There's a ton of them, and depending on how comfortable you are with certain things, you may not need all of them. You want to get your hammer jump on, that's one key you won't need, and if you never open the front door, that's a second one you'll never need. Assuming, of course, that they find Bo beforehand. First chest in Aga Tower, just the red boomerang.
Okay then. So Qirn is finally gonna head to check Eastern first? Huh. So still no South Shore from Qirn.
Someone's currently in Skullwoods. Max is working through a castle, and Zephlar just picked up their Moon Pearl in Ice Rod Cave.
There's a Turtle Rock small key. Those T-Rock plays are looking better and better.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the moment you find Cane of Samaria, you're probably thinking about heading there,
So
depending on...
someone and Max both have the Moon Pearl, definitely, for sure.
Key for T-Rock in Srashla's hut. So yeah, it's looking quite likely like there's gonna be something there.
And then it's just a massive debated and there's nothing there at all.
Yeah. That's how it was a couple nights ago in a race. You got Fire Rod and Ice Rod before you left Kakariko. You found the T-Rock big key and at least one small key, I believe. Literally nothing there.
Ugh. Alright, so someone's getting himself grabbed by a hand. And someone is going to make the impressive play and head to the back of Skull Woods to attempt to take down Mothula with 6 hearts and Fighter's Sword. Now he does have blue mail, but still, I don't like Mothula at all.
It's a bold move, Dr. Bob. Let's see if it pays off. Seven hearts.
Yep, 7 hearts. That's a little better.
Just gonna death warp here a little bit quicker than going back through all that.
And he, I believe he has decided nope.
Small key for GT and Eastern. Nice to have a couple of those. You don't really need a ton of them.
Yeah, the main difference between this and NMG is in NMG you have Tempered Sword. Like you'll do Thieves Town first, and then go get Tempered Sword.
Another small key for GT in Thieves Town. So we got 1 in Eastern, 1 in Thieves Town. Someone got find another heart container in Chestgate.
Alright.
Yeah, let's see what's in chest. Small key to Swamp. Ooh.
Whoa, that's a big one.
That's interesting.
The Swamp Key thoroughly trolling everyone for years.
It's in a pretty good location here.
Ooh, the boots! The boots have been found in Thieves Town.
Sandcart right before it, too.
Unless I'm dumb. Yeah, okay. I was like, I think MaxKetchumz is going to be disappointed.
Yep. No big key has been found for Thieves Town yet, so we'll not be able to get those last few chests and go fight blind. But, boots. Nice consolation prize for right now. Qirn finding there, big key to T-Rock.
Qirn is finally going to come over here to South Shore. He's going to find that Bombos medallion and the Moon Pearl over in Ice Rod Cave.
Yep.
And it would be hilarious to see somebody go into Ice Palace.
Looks like Zephlar is going to go take on Mothula.
Oh my. Good luck with that, sir.
Small key to Pod and Bombos medallion. And Moon Pearl shortly. Assuming the, everybody's favorite enemy over here, the crabs, don't get them.
Alright, so Zephlar just used up all of his magic. And now he's gotta go kill a Gibdo in the next room. That's fun.
Yeah. Mirror at Dig Game.
Hey, there's a little bit. What about Mirror?
It was at Dig Game. MaxKetchumz found it.
That's an excellent place to find the mirror, especially when you have the Titan's mid.
Oh yeah.
Then you can just head back here and be like, we'll go grab this Smith guy.
And we've got someone entering Hype Cave. Let's see what we get here today. 100 rupees. So, a little bit of money. Flute. Flippers.
Flute
a
and
big
flippers.
Key. 2 GT. And a small key. 2 pod. That's hype. That actually lived up to its name for once.
That whole silly thing.
Wow.
The whole blame thing was hype. Except for the money in the front.
You know what? I would even take the money. That's helping Zora, or that's pod, because you did get a pod key there. That's monkey money.
Monkey money.
So Smith's turn-in had a bottle with a B in it.
Sick kid, just 50 rupees.
Half monkey money.
Alright, so Qirn just made the sword happen from the hobo.
Bugnet.
Excellent. Now we're in business.
Yeah, who needs the GT big here or anything? As long as we got that Bugnet, we're good.
Yeah, 100%. Who needs anything else? Didn't you know that was a skeleton key?
Just wail on the door a few times with it, it'll open up no problem. So someone checking Lumberjack Ledge, seeing its bombs, probably wouldn't come back for those. Waterfall has 20 rupees and a map to Meyer.
Meyer map is not the worst thing you can find.
Yeah. So maps in Keysanity will tell you whether or not that specific dungeon is a crystal or pendant. So they're actually nice to find. Not exactly required, but it gives you good intel. Well, Stumpy with the first of the 2 Aghanim Tower keys. As someone activates their flute, we'll see where they decide to go after this.
And Qirn picks up another pod key at Zora, so that's a lot of pod keys we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've seen like 4 or 5.
It's been quite a few so far. MaxKetchumz gonna see that the ledge is only 20.
Then we'll go over to Aghanis Cave, which is the bane of my existence.
Oh yeah, this cave is right behind Graveyard Ledge for me as locations that I just hate when there's something here.
Yeah, Aghanis Cave, in my opinion, is part of Desert Palace, and if you don't have access to Desert Palace, you don't go there. And then I get real salty when it's not.
So Pod is green pendant today.
Interesting. Alright, so Zephlar is fighting Mothula. This is a big, difficult fight.
Oh yeah, at least with Blue Mail, Mothula will only do 1 heart versus 2 on those beams, but this is still hard.
Yeah, so against Mothula, with Blue Mail, it doesn't matter what you get hit by, you're taking 1 heart of damage.
Yep.
So Zephlar, after a couple of attempts toward Mothula, he is going to peace out. Hopefully look for something to make his life a little easier.
MaxKetchumz finding their flippers, their big key to GT, and their flute, and another small key pod.
So now how do you feel about the play on Ice Palace?
Master Sword, 6 or 7 hearts, blue mail. Both ways of doing damage to those freezers. I mean, it's non-logic because you don't have the big key, but...
Well, I mean, but some things could be in there.
Right.
There's 4 whole chests, or 3 chests that are available, I think, in the logic.
With flute, I feel like the play would be you go grab a potion, and then you go take it on. Because I believe the map to Ice Palace was found by at least one person earlier, so they would be able to see if it is crystal or pendant. If it's crystal, absolutely go in. Go and clear out everything except for the big chest.
Well, there's a minor problem with that.
Yeah.
And that's the lack of hammer.
I'm gonna bet that the hammer's in there.
Oh my goodness. That would be awful.
Saw it a couple days ago in a race. Hated watching it, but I would gamble that the hammer's in there at this point.
Yeah, so a good portion of Death Mountain is currently available, or really just a little portion, just the left side and then first 2 in Hera.
Without either Hera key, I wouldn't want to go in, but... we'll see. So, someone picking up their small key to swamp.
You know, Flipper's mirror.
Yeah. Without the hammer, that's still 2 locations.
Yeah, it's only 2 locations, but it's still, you know, I've seen it.
Yep.
It ain't something you love, but it happens.
Also seen hammer in that second chest in swamp as well. Our good friend Willard J. Bradley had a seed with hammer there a couple nights ago. Zephlar picking up their boots from the 4th chest in Thieves Town.
And likely just to peace out at his earliest convenience.
Yep.
Now this is kind of an insidious Thieves Town here, because sometimes you want to death warp to the entrance, but right before you pick up those boots, you get the Sank Heart. So good luck with that.
Yeah. Map to Skull Woods in Graveyard Ledge.
Alright.
Still no map checks from anybody, even though a few maps have been found. There we go. So, Skull Woods was a 5-6 crystal. T-Rock looked like it was 7, and I didn't quite see what Ice Palace was.
Yeah, I got the exact same look from
3
that you did.
Ice Palace is the 3 crystal.
Number 3, you say, okay. Someone's gonna figure out what the fairy will give you in bottles. It's some sort of bee.
That could help in the fight against Mothula coming up. Let that bee go and let the 2 insects fight it out. So, I'll turn that question around. You were asking me about ice. Now that it's a crystal that we know, is it more enticing even without hammer?
So I have to be that guy here because I'm weird. If I see it's a crystal, I'm less likely to go immediately.
Okay.
Because, you know, the more, if it's a crystal, I want to be able to finish it when I go in.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm guaranteed to not be able to, that seems like setting myself up for failure.
Okay. I can see that logic.
Yeah, it's weird. Also, when you've got the potential for, so like mire area and desert are now in the logic. That's another thing.
Yeah.
And so,
I don't remember which player picked up the map to mire, or was there one picked up? No, we got a key earlier.
I'm not sure.
I believe we talked about as one of our
Yeah,
players.
mire map happened.
I can't say someone because someone's playing it top left.
But I think it was someone.
Okay.
Like, don't hold me to it. I mean, it's already been marked as a crystal on his tracker, so...
Okay. Yeah, before anything else, mirror, flute, boots, mire and desert look pretty good right now. Even without that small desert key locking you out of 2 item locations currently.
Alright, so Qirn taking on Mothula very carefully. Just avoid the spikes. Try to avoid the little beams. Yeah. Using the intentional lag creation strats.
Blue bottle and a crystal. So that's our first crystal.
Right.
32 minutes in. And it is one of the 5-6 ones, so as soon as we figure out what the other one is, we'll know what we need for the super bomb for Pyramid Fairy.
Quite true. Zephlar is going to make his way over to the hype cave. That is actual hype.
Oh yeah. You'd be happy to see one of those 3 things in there, but GT, Big Key, Flute, and Flippers? That's ridiculous.
Right, someone's making the play on Mothula as well.
Mothula hanging up near the top though, but someone manages to take them down. So we'll see where someone decides to go from here. Qirn picked up their bottle with a red potion. Max making their way over to possibly fight Mothula as well.
Zephlar. Look at Zephlar. And where he is.
I like it.
He's over here, Lake Hylia. He might be checking the island first.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's done that.
I don't think anybody has. Just 10 arrows.
He's gonna go to Hobo, pick up his sword.
Probably go check Waterfall after this.
Potentially, yes.
Or, no, just grabbing the sword and leaving. Max going to light the torches, realizing he only had 2 fire rod shots though at the time.
Yep.
Kind of magic starved seed so far.
Yeah, a little bit. We could use a half magic.
Mm-hmm. So someone picking up their mirror from the dig game, Qirn right behind them. Zephlar activating their flute, releasing the duck. See if Max gets any magic drops from using Bombos on these 4. Nope. Heart and a rupee. Just got mirror out, do it all again, get a couple more pickups. So with that mirror, someone, Qirn, both have the same idea, go turn the smith in. Full magic drop up for Max, that's real good.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
And we'll get Lunchbox turn in shortly.
Yeah. I believe Zephlar checked the lunchbox earlier and it was not much.
Yeah.
And Zephlar is heading into the bumper cave. He must have seen something he liked on the ledge.
A heart container.
Okay. I respect this play.
Yeah. Heart piece, not so much, but a full container, an extra heart, even though we know it's not sank, so he'll still be at 2 after this. Well, 3. It's not a whole lot of time for a decent amount of reward.
Alright, now Max. Going up against Mothula this time. We will see how that works.
Out of fire rod shots, but at this point, 6.5 hearts, so it can take another 6 hits. Should probably be okay.
And there it goes. Mothula down for 3 out of 4 runners. Now finally Qirn is going to go pick up his hype items.
Someone making the play on Swamp. Gotta check the first, at least the first chest, see if they remember about the second one in the, believe it's the map room.
Oh yeah. I'm sure they know where the second chest is. If they remember they have the small key, which they could look at the top of their screen for that.
Mm-hmm. Arrow upgrade in the first chest. Max is making the play to go into ice.
Ooh, the Ice Palace play is being made.
I like it.
And debated. Oh, not necessarily. Not necessarily debated.
That's not.
We've got a book.
That doesn't give desert access because he already had desert access, but that is that's those 2 tablets.
Yep. You got Bombo's tablet, Ether tablet, and you can also check and see what's on the pedestal if you really want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure our chat does. But unfortunately, our chat is not the runner.
First chest in ice is just a big 20 and 50 rupees on the Bombos tablet. Qirn is also doing the Swamp Palace play. He's gonna find the book there.
Unfortunately, Hammerped's not a thing in this race. It would be great, but it's not happening. Mainly because Palace of Darkness is a pendant. Can't do that one without the hammer.
Mm-hmm. Quake on Pyramid.
Alright, so the Quake Medallion. Available for all players directly on that pyramid. And Zephlar, yes, Zephlar is making the play on the Catfish.
You're over here anyway, might as well. Especially
The
without...
Catfish is not going to get any more convenient.
Nope.
Hammer at Fat Fairy is a fun thing.
That could be.
And by fun, I mean requires AGA 1.
Max setting up for Ice Palace Bomb Jump. First one, anyway.
Yeah, Qirn actually didn't have a choice but to peace out after finding the book. Couldn't reach any more chests.
Yep, no hammer means you can't continue. First chest in pod, key to tier. Ooh, Catfish had hammer though.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh. So is that making at least one good play? We'll see if Quake will come into play. So 299 rupees, can't grab King Zora's key, but can grab the 300 off the ledge here and then go back and turn it in.
Yep, that is a possibility, and it doesn't seem like the worst idea. Meanwhile, someone is in pod.
The basement and the chest right above it in Turtle Room, only a small amount of money. Big 20, single rupee, and a 50.
So it looks like Qirn here has also been significantly debated by Swamp.
Yep. None of the players have gone up to Death Mountain yet, so it's not like checking the Ether tablet will be too far out of the way in the future. So Zephlar spending the 500 rupees getting their key.
I really feel like there's a who's on first routine we could do with someone. But I don't think that needs to happen right now.
Not yet. Max gonna be the first one to go check. Vamos to get into Meyer.
Aha! So that Bombos medallion coming in handy in a couple of different ways.
Yep. They found that super early, so.
And a Meyer key.
So that's 2 Meyer keys they found. Even without Samaria, at this point, I feel like you could go in and check. Can't finish it, but without Lamp, do you really want to?
No. No, I do not.
Qirn making the Desert Palace choice.
Yeah. Now, if I had a dollar for every time Candace Samaria has been in Vanilla Misery Mire, I'd have like $40.
Yeah. Ooh, Max dashing, falling off the ledge is gonna have to re-fly to 6 to get back to the desert.
So Qirn has located the big key of Ice Palace in Desert Palace on the torch.
So we know hammers at catfish, ice palace, big keys, and desert. Once you get those two things, probably should go do it.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably gonna. He will potentially make the ice palace dip without the hammer, which would be sad, but you never know. Maybe he'll go to catfish.
Catfish is just so far out of the way.
Wait, who got lamp in pod?
Would have been someone. They're the only one who went pod.
Who got lamp? Someone? Sorry.
Oh. Oh. Never mind.
Bad jokes. Moving on. Yes, lamp was in pod.
Tower of Hera is the other 5/6 crystal, as we find out on Qirn's screen.
Interesting.
And tempered in Spectacle Rock Cave.
Very nice. So once you have the tempered sword in this game, most runners are pretty comfortable with everything else from that point on.
Basically. You're a lot more willing to make a lot more risks with tempered than you are any other item.
Now the difference between tempered and butter is not huge.
Right. Yeah, you're not gonna be thinking what more can I do with butter that I can do with tempered, but you're definitely gonna be thinking what more can I do with tempered that I can do with Master Sword. Let's see what Ether Tablet has for us today.
It's a big key to Thieves Town.
Ooh.
So that once again, you know, leads someone to think, oh, that might be, you know, where the hammer is or something, because he got that book, right?
Mm-hmm. And Max getting Cane of Burna in the back of Throshless Cave as well. Half Magic and Hera. Ooh. Not progression, very nice to have, especially with Ice Palace coming up.
Yep. That is gonna do it for the Tower of Hera for the time being. We need a whole nother big key and or small key to find something else in that place.
Mm-hmm. I'd say Half Magic is, again, a nice consolation prize for not being able to finish.
Indeed.
Looks like someone's just going straight back into Thieves Town with that big key. Without the hammer, without the small key, there's not much you can do with the left side of the basement anyway, so...
So Zephlar gets his revenge on Mothula. And acquires that crystal. Now he is the only one of our runners to have located the hammer. This is a big deal for Zephlar.
Yep. Especially if there is something in the Thieves Town big chest. I don't know without the hammer, once someone gets it, if he would go back to it early or not. Once he does find a small key, anyway.
Yeah, he's got to find that small key. Now, interestingly enough, the only chest that actually gets unlocked by just the big key is the one next to Blind in the Cell. That's it. At least in terms of the logic.
The one in the attic as well? Because you need the big key to get there.
Well, the problem with the one in the attic is you could accidentally use the small key that you got right there on the big key chest door and couldn't get back up there.
Ah.
So yes, it's likely that you would not do that, but the logic says we require both the small and big key.
Gotcha.
Now Max has found the hammer as well after visiting Catfish. Now Qirn is setting up for the hammer jump.
That would save a key in pod if he hits this. And there it is.
No problem.
No big key for pod, so you can't check that chest, but it opens up 2 more down here. We got Zephlar going into Meyer. Just 2 compasses in the dark maze room.
Seems, not great.
It's not amazing. So, someone starting up the blind fight. See how this goes. 3 hits early. Qirn activating Flute. Zephlar working through Meyer, and Max going to check Aga Tower. No problems with that fight. Getting a crystal.
All right. So MaxKetchumz picked up a castle tower big key at some point, or small key, excuse me, and is putting it to good use, or was, and then decided against it on account of it being dark up there.
Aga Tower dark rooms. Everybody's favorite thing. To lighten up a little bit, he'll need to go check pod, grab the lamp from there. Red mail in Meyer.
Yeah, so we are seeing that Meyer play, and that's pretty interesting where I'm sitting. We'll see if we've got that Kane in Meyer situation.
Without the lamp, we'll see if he really wants to do it.
So, trying to do Dark Aghanim all the way up to the tower is really bad.
The first room, not so much.
But just getting to the second chest is actually not that bad.
Yeah.
All you have to do is go through the left side door in the first room, and then you go into the maze, you go down, left, up, left, down, left, up. And you're there. So MaxKetchumz gonna get that Quake medallion.
Yep, still don't know if we'll need that for T-Rock or not.
Is Kane required? Yes.
Yeah, Kane's required because Meyer is a crystal, so we would need it for at least that room.
And Turtle Rock.
And Turtle Rock. Unless you want to hover across everything in T-Rock, which if you can, more power to you.
Good luck with that.
Big key for Hera and Meyer. That made the Meyer play worth it, I feel like.
Neat. Alright, so the big key for Hera, and Hera is of course that 5/6 crystal. So, Pyramid Fairy could come into play here.
Yep.
More quack. As MaxKetchumz spies that tempered sword inside Spectacle Rock Cave and is going to make good use of that.
Yeah, like we said, the difference between Master and Tempered is huge. someone heading into Aga Tower. They do have a key, and they do have a lamp, so we'll probably get to see what's in that second chest coming up.
Excellent.
Qirn going to bring the old man home. His brother, I suppose, being his part for it, and getting that extra save and quit point. Second chest, Aga Tower, 300 rupees.
Just the 300 rupees.
Max getting their half magic out of Tower of Hera. Someone making the plane to ice. Qirn going to grab their tempered sword. And Zephlar working up Death Mountain. Probably going to see Tower of Hera completion aside from the one basement that you need the small key to get into, I would assume.
That's the plan, as long as you've got that big key.
Yep.
So that's why MaxKetchumz is not going to do that at the moment. But Zephlar could pull it off. Yeah, so someone equipped with that half magic from Hera is going to make the play on Ice Palace, this time with the hammer. And a small key to make the traversal a little simpler.
Max at half a heart, just trying to stay alive to get the fairy out of the bonk rocks here. Okay, they're good.
All right, well played.
Playing very conservatively, but it's better than losing a lot more time having to reclimb Death Mountain. Making the quite shorter trek through Spiral Cave with those boots. Just a piece of heart. Alright, Zephlar about to pick up their half magic out of the zoo down here.
Just a little bit of magic and a little bit of free stuff. But guess what? Zephlar has the big key. He can go right upstairs. Please do remember there is a chest in the back. I realize that's not going to hurt him today, but it hurt one of our runners earlier today.
Possibly thinking he'll come back to it once he finds the small key and has a reason to go near that part. Which is risky, but...
We've got the map of Eastern Palace. That should give us some more information on what dungeons are, pendants, or otherwise.
Top of Paradox Cave, not really having a whole lot. Big key to Eastern in ice.
Alright. So now all we need is that bow.
Yep. Vanilla bow, maybe? Small key to T-Rock.
How about no? How about let's not have vanilla bow? Let's don't say we didn't. And it does turn out that both of our medallion locked entrances, at least according to our tracker, require that bombos.
Yep. Moldor giving a key for Skullwoods and a crystal, the other 5/6 crystal, so Zephlar can go grab that.
Okay, yes, he's grabbing the chest. I was concerned. Alright, so MaxKetchumz is gonna head down in here and check Super Bunny Cave. There's yet another pod key, and the big key of Mire.
So, big key to Hera in Mire, big key to... Wait. And big key to Mire up on Death Mountain. Dark Death Mountain, but near Hera.
So, I think MaxKetchumz just did not check the first chest in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like Eastern is Red Pendant.
Alright. Alright, so the first chest in Hookshot Cave, just the blue boomerang, which means MaxKetchumz got that, and I just wasn't paying attention.
Okay. So we'll have someone fighting Cold Stare shortly.
So, vanilla hookshot, anybody?
Ugh.
How about no? Had that one just a few minutes ago.
With Tempered Sword and half magic, someone taking down Cold Stare, no trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a piece of heart there. And we do get a crystal. So it looks like it might be down to desert versus swamp for the last crystal.
Yep.
And Qirn's going to do the Ice Palace play as well. MaxKetchumz just picked up a T-Rock key in Pod. If it weren't for the lack of Cane of Samaria, I'd be like, ooh, Pod time.
Finds a lamp. So where do you go from here?
Well, if I had to make a decision like that, I would probably... I mean, do you really go back into swamp? I don't like the sound of that. I mean, yeah, it kind of feels like it, but I don't like it. Either
Max.
that or back into mire for the one big chest.
You said vanilla cane is still a possibility out there. Max picking up the mirror shield out of the chest near start of pod. I believe it's vanilla big key location.
Yep.
Looks like setting up for a hammer jump here.
I never said I would do it. I never said I would do mire over swamp. I was just espousing all the alternatives. Trying to find any excuse I can not to go to swamp, but it's not happening.
Hey, if it's a pendant swamp, there's probably some good in there.
There is that.
There always is.
Very nice hammer jump from Max.
Gets his 2 compasses.
Looks like he may be heading to the back here. Beyond that, he can basically check every chest that could be accessible to him without the bow or the big key.
Right.
So he can check that the horseshoe room with the money and the anti-fairies. He can check the harmless hellway if he wants to.
So Zephlar grabbing the super bomb. We're gonna see what Pyramid Fairy has for us today.
So the Ice Palace big chest just had the small key to Skull Woods.
Kind of really useless at this point. At any point, really, you don't want to see a small key to Skull Woods.
The logic wants you to have it, but you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, fairy time.
Map.
Got a map of Thieves Town. And he's gonna make us wait.
He wants to see what the bottle's gonna give him.
Green goo. And the cane!
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh boy! Hachu, I think you know the requirements here.
If you want to do the honors.
Oh no, I'm not going to do any honors. I'm just going to let people know that it is required and is actually must be cane. That's all I have to say.
That it is.
This is crazy talk.
Big key for Meyer. The only thing missing is lamp. For Zephlar to go finish Meyer out.
Yeah, so he will either need to go to pod, get that lamp, or find his way through the dark room, which is the worst.
Yeah, it's not a fun thing to get through. So we'll see what he ends up doing here. Someone grabbing their Tower of Hera big key. Qirn taking cold stare down, getting the crystal.
Yeah, so the cruel thing about this is, even though, you know, the Cane of Samaria was not in Mire, the Tower of Hera big key was, and then Tower of Hera is one of the 5-6 crystals, and you need that for Cane.
Yep. Required Mire double dips.
Gross. Pod Darkroom Turtles can be worse. Not quite as bad when you have the Fire Rod.
Yeah, if you know where to shoot and light a torch, you're good. So, someone probably going to go finish her up. Max looking to see what's at Lumberjack Ledge. Probably won't be back for it.
Someone is getting trolled by sword beams.
It's almost worthwhile to take a hit there, just so you don't have the sword beams with tempered. Same thing with the turtles in the dark room in Pod.
Yeah, that's the thing I hate the most about one-hit KO mode. Is that you can't get rid of sword beams.
Ooh, yeah, I would have never even thought about that for it.
It's not the thing I hate the most. It's dying in one hit, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Someone with a nice solid bomb jump to that big chest, because we are still without hookshot.
Yeah, where is that thing at this point? Hammer Pay Cave, small key to Pod down there. Moldorm goes down.
Sometimes Turtle Rock has vanilla small keys, but not this time.
Nope. 3 of the 4 players have all 4 keys, which means that the one trolley chest really isn't that much of a troll this time around. There is no risk of missing something good in that vanilla location.
And it looks like Zephlar's going into Ice Palace, maybe, so once again, missing the lamp and Pod. So although he's got that Cane of Samaria, he's quite a bit away from finishing out Mire. He could also potentially make the Turtle Rock play.
Still don't know what our last crystal and our last pendants are gonna be. Don't know if it's desert or swamp.
Alright, so MaxKetchumz is heading himself over to Swamp.
Yep. Has big key, does not have hookshot.
Yep. Hookshot could be in here. There are 3 chests it could be in that right now that he could access that we haven't seen.
Right.
If he happens to find the swamp big key in here, he could add another one, but that's basically just a chest for a chest.
Looks like he does have swamp key. I believe everybody's found that.
Oh yeah, everybody has swamp key.
Yeah.
Swamp Key was in Eastern, right? It was in the big key room.
Yeah. So, Max about to get his book. There it is. Zephlar setting up for Ice Palace bomb jump. Qirn going through Aga Tower. Someone about to open up T-Rock, but can't do anything with it because no king.
Oh, the Swamp Palace big key apparently has been found. Yeah, it's in Paradox Cave. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing on the tracker. Derp.
That's alright, this is a lot to keep track of.
Indeed.
₹50 in the room south of the big chest and swamp.
Alright, so three more chests that we can get to.
Yep, 2 on left side, plus the big chest. So vanilla hookshot dreams are still alive.
More like vanilla hookshot nightmares. I guess those are types of dreams.
Yeah. Someone going through a spike cave.
So it looks like Zephlar had a little mishap on the way down Ice Palace. I'm sure he will here in a second. I'm sure he'll check the big chest.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't mirror out after checking these two. Going back to bomb jump again. See what's in these 2 chests in swamp in a moment. Bomb upgrade. Has to take the long way back around because again, no hook shot.
Oh, there's the hook shot!
There it is.
In the harmless hellway. What? Why?
Ooh. Well, we know ain't finding it right. Qirn deciding now's a good time to just go finish out Swamp Palace. Don't disagree with that.
Yeah. At this point, Swamp seems good. Or not awful, anyway.
Max mirroring out, which, knowing where Hookshot is now, that's not the worst thing he could be doing.
Yep.
Someone
Zephlar is on 1.5 hearts right now after pulling off that bomb jump.
They do have a green potion, so if they wanted to just keep Cape around, just for safety, that wouldn't be a terrible plan, I feel like.
Zephlar picking up that eastern big key. I'm thinking we'll probably see Bo somewhere in like the back of swamp.
Small key to desert in the big chest in Swamp Palace. Bo could be in desert. Could be anywhere at this point. As long as that anywhere isn't the green pendant turn-in or the pedestal.
Pretty much.
Eastern and Pod are both pendants. Bo could be in GT.
Oh my. That... Ooh. Ugh. Ugh. How about no?
At this point, what could be on pedestal?
What could be on pedestal?
That would actually be required.
Desert Big Key?
Desert Big Key, one of the fetch quest item things, you know, mushroom or powder leading to something. Guess we'll just have to see when Qirn takes Swamp Palace down here in a couple minutes, whether or not this is crystal or pendant.
Bow is not required for Armos. Bow is required for mimics. So they can't be. The bow cannot be, you know, in the top of Ganon's tower. Do you know where it could be? You know where it could be?
Tower room?
Could be in the big chest.
Oh man. Oh.
I want to see Bo in the big chest of Ganon's tower so bad.
Oh, that's not right. No. Zephlar using Bamos Medallion to take down the ice around Cold Stairs, switching to Fire Rod. With Tempered Fire Rod, this won't be anything too difficult. Someone popping into Desert. With that small key, they'll be able to check the two chests on the right side. Got Max working their way through Thieves Town, and Zephlar just took down Cold Stair.
Very nice. Well played for Zephlar as Qirn begins pushing the statue to acquire access to the back of Swamp.
So, right side of Desert had a small key to GT and some money.
Yeah, well, that extra small key to GT just, you know, further keeps the big chest of Ganon's tower more alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
Small key to GT in the chest you get from moving that block.
Alright, so I think that's actually it. I think that's 3 for someone and 3 for Qirn.
Max taking down Blind with half a heart remaining.
Whew. Well played. Now, Zephlar is going into Mire with no lamp. He's been attempting to avoid Palace of Darkness like the plague, apparently.
Well, no bow and no big key.
Yeah, I mean, it basically is the plague.
Yeah. Map.
That is a map of Desert Palace. And the pendant in swamp, so desert is required.
Yep. Getting the same piece of information 2 different ways there. So, where do you go from here?
Turtle Rock.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Qirn doesn't have the option, really.
Yeah, he hasn't gone into Mire yet to get
So
that.
I guess he goes to Hera.
Does he have the big key?
Oh, if he hasn't gone to Mire yet, then
No.
that would be a problem. Sad day. I think someone might be making the Fat Fairy play. We'll see.
Zephlar going into the dark room. He's going for it.
Oh, that looked almost right.
Ooh.
Hey, there's the butter sword in the hookshot cave. And the mushroom.
And bow? Is that bow in the top one?
Was it the bow?
Yeah, that was the bow in the top.
Bucket. I would look away for 2 seconds. I see 2 very hype things and then the bow. And I miss the bow.
So, hookshot quite important. Bow, butter, and the mushroom. Doing the mushroom turn in now.
Yep. Could be, you know, Desert Palace Big Key.
Or
That
a
is
hard
not
container.
Desert Palace Big Key.
Still nice. But not big key. So we've got someone going into Mire here with the lamp and cane. Max also going into Mire, however, without the cane, still needs to... Well, this is actually his correct play. He needs to get the big key for Hera out of here, which will allow him to then complete Hera, get the second 5/6 crystal, and head over to the Fat Fairy, say hello, get his Cane of Samaria. Qirn going to Pod again. With the bow, will be able to at least check one more chest. Without that big key, will not be able to finish this, though. Zephlar just save it. Cool, we'll see where they decide to go. So, with Lamp, someone will have a trouble with this room. It is really hard to position that block properly without being able to see exactly where you are. There's some tricks you can use to try to position yourself correctly, but it's incredibly hard. So, once Max works through here, finds their big key, they'll probably go straight to Hera, I would assume. Someone making their way into Vitreous's lair, no bow and no silvers, but cape and tempered. So, half magic, this is more or less trivial. You wait for Vitreous to come down here and just keep swinging away. Zephlar getting through the maze, head over to Pod. We'll find Lamp in there. Got Qirn setting up for a hammer jump again, because he really doesn't want to use that one key remaining on that door. Someone taking Vitreous down, finding powder on Vitreous and a crystal. However, Qirn still doesn't have the big key, can't check big key chest or get to the boss. Max will find big key of Skull Woods. And
so powder has happened. That's what I've seen.
Powder at Vitreous.
Beautiful.
Maybe that's why his eyes are always red all the time, because the powder was aggravating him?
Could be. Could be allergic.
Yeah. So, with the big key to Eastern, even though it is pendant, that's 2 items Qirn will be able to pull out here with the bow. Surprised we haven't gotten any pedestal checks yet. I mean, it did kind of way, but...
Yeah, if they had gotten the book before going to Mothula, that might have been a thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, everybody... I'm reasonably certain everybody went to Mothula before getting the book.
Mm-hmm. I'm not really sure that there's anything else that we don't know the location of that they would want, unless silvers are in pedestal, but you don't need silvers to beat Ganon. It's required in logic, but you don't need it.
I mean, all we need is that desert big key, right?
Yeah. That could still be there. So someone making the play into T-Rock. Big 20 in the first chest. Small key to Thieves Town, past Armos, plus that red pendant.
So that unlocks the Thieves Town big chest.
Yep.
Which is yet another wild goose chase that this seed might be sending him on. It's only a wild goose chase, though, if the wild goose never shows up.
Yep.
If the wild goose does show up and you catch it, then the wild goose chase turns into wild goose dinner.
Goose dinner. So first 3 chests so far in T-Rock have nothing useful for our players. Max making his way up to go fight Moldorm. Qirn going to check the right 2 chests in Desert. Someone in everybody's favorite room in T-Rock, the chain chomp room. Gets through without any trouble. Dorm without any trouble as well, gets his 5-6 crystal.
Okay, so someone gonna head over to grab a key off of the pokey, and there's actually no reason not to check the vanilla big key chest.
Yep, found
He's
all
got
4.
all the small keys.
Found all 4 T-Rock keys already. There's no reason to skip it.
But you will want to pick up that key off the pokey eventually.
Oh yeah.
But there's no reason you can't do it on the way back.
Way out. Piece apart.
Was his 4th. That never hurts.
Barely getting out of the way of that bunny beam.
Goodness. Alright, so Qirn making his way into Misery Mire finally. Without that cane. He's gonna get the big key of Harry. He's gonna have to go get that. He's gonna have to go to Pyramid Fairy to pick up the cane. And then finally come back to Misery Mire to finish it off. We know Zephlar did finally find that mirror, not mirror, lamp. So that if he elects to go back to Vitreous, he can take care of it.
And here comes Hookshot. Real interesting routes that this seed has taken our players. Like,
Zephlar apparently not aware that it is both possible and easier to do the hammer jump coming in from the top. All right. So, was that Mimic Cave with the Desert Palace big key? That is what I am being told.
That is what it appears to be on the tracker as well. So Mimic Cave, quite handy today.
Alright, so someone is... I mean, I hesitate to call it because I'm very, very bad at remembering things, but if he needs a bow. He needs a bow.
Yep.
There we go.
So as long as he goes over to Hookshot Cave after leaving T-Rock, he'll be in go mode.
See, that's why I hesitated to call it. Because I had... Yeah. He needs a bow and he needs a hookshot to get that bow.
So he'll need to head back over.
Alright, time to go destroy some flaming and icy heads.
Finds a map for Swamp in Laser Bridge, which means he may end up not going over to Swamp.
Ooh.
Which I don't remember if there was actually anything important there. I would assume not. Hookshot. So that might actually save someone some time, knowing that he will not have to go into Swamp at all from here, as long as he map checks.
So, as it tends to turn out, Swamp seems great, has 10 chests. Not really anything.
Nope. Book didn't get
well,
you.
No, you need the book. Book got you Thieves Town Big Key.
Yeah.
But that's all you needed. So
Yeah.
You didn't need to go in there with the hammer. You didn't need to go in there with the hookshot. You just needed the first 2 chests.
Yep. Ray got the book, so mission accomplished in Swamp. Max fighting Vitreous, couple more hits will take him down. Zephlar comes into the fight as well, gotta use cape strats. See where someone decides to go from here.
Well, I suppose if you finish off Trinex and pick up that compass of Turtle Rock, you can at least glance at the top of your screen and figure out whether or not you accidentally missed something.
Mm-hmm. Someone deciding to step into desert here. Gotta check the big chest, plus probably go fight the Landmo. Big chest only contains this part. He'll mirror out and go fight the boss.
Alright, so Qirn, after finishing off what he can of Misery Mire, has made his way into Tower of Hera. After completing this, if he heads for the Pyramid Fairy, he will be able to get that Cane of Samaria. Silvers were in the big chest of Turtle Rock.
Yep, nice to have, but without the bow, can't do much with them.
And here's the thing. So the Desert Palace Big Key is in Mimic Cave. So if one of our other runners who has the bow gets there, finds the Desert Palace Big Key, they may recognize the fact that they're in go mode and elect not to open any more chests.
Ooh, that's an interesting observation.
I mean, it seems unlikely because you will still go through Turtle Rock, and if you're gonna go inside after Mimic Cave, you might as well just open that big chest. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're still looking for silvers.
Right. Yeah, probably wouldn't go check Laser Bridge or anything, but the chest is right there.
So there's the final Palace of Darkness small key on Landmolus. That may lead him to go to Pod and get that chest.
So, pedestal, single arrow. Great.
Really? Somebody
Single
checked
arrow. Yep, Max did a moment ago. Single
Gross.
arrow. The master arrow.
And Qirn is making the absolute right play. It may be the last play left to him.
But one that needed to be made. He will pick up his Cane of Samaria in here. And a map of Thieves Town. Obviously, the map's way more important.
Gonna have to disagree with you on that, but sure.
I mean, what if you get lost on the way?
No, it's a map of Thieves Town, not a map to Thieves Town.
What if you get lost in there?
Well,
I mean, there's opening 4 rooms are pretty tricky.
Yeah. And Qirn is heading right back into Mire.
Someone deciding to check GT for that bow.
Oh no.
He has all 7 crystals.
Oh no.
I don't disagree with the play, but
Yeah, it's the right play to make, to be honest.
it is.
Like, statistically, but you're gonna get wrecked.
Well, he could still check all 22 chests in the bottom, right? Without the bow.
Yeah.
Get your guesses in as to where the pod big key is going to be. Because hopefully that will lead him back into pod. Small key to ice. Heart piece.
Yeah, in order to, get anything more on the left-hand side, though, he will need the hook shot. Unless he knows the bomb jumps or whatever.
Yeah. DT, hookshot was in Harmless Hellway in pod.
Yeah, the bomb jumps are pretty good, and nobody knows how to hover. Stop that. I mean, some people know how to hover, obviously. I'm just messing with you.
Tile Room has 10 arrows for us today.
Yeah, I've done the bomb jump strats in the left side room, and it's okay. But you know it won't get you hook shot, so you'll hope it'll get you bow, and then at that point you are hoping that you can hover.
Yep. So we'll see where Max decides to go from here. Qirn making short work of Vitreous with Cape Strats.
So for those of you, so Drossier asking if you hold the wall while you have the cape, it won't drain magic from you. It's kind of silly. Do you know if that's a Japanese 1.0 exclusive glitch?
I honestly have no idea. I've never even really seen it listed for on glitch lists.
We bomb jumping. Or not. Now there is one chest that can be sort of, quote, in the logic without the hookshot there. And that is the map room chest, because there's a bonk strat that'll get you there.
Okay.
You bonk downwards from the first platform, and then just kind of bonk your way across.
Okay. So Max working through Swamp. We got Qirn going over to T-Rock. And Zephlar making their way through T-Rock.
The hookshot can't be in Fire Snake Room, because you would need a hookshot to get to the chest. But it can be in Fire Bar Room, because of the bonk strats. I mean, it's not there. We know this.
Hmm. So someone is gonna go check past Ice Armos, it looks like.
Yeah, fire bar room. Yeah, you cannot go backwards through these
Nope.
warps, unfortunately.
Nope, it won't let you. Once you're past the rando room entrance, you get to go around a second time.
Yep. I'm not saying that's happened to me recently, but it might have.
That actually saved me in a race once. I went too far, screwed up, said screw it, I'm going right side. Key was right side.
Nice. Alright, so we'll get to see what's behind Ice Armos.
With Cane of Burna strats. Always a good time. Now he just starts whacking on him with a sword, because why not? Don't remember if he has any potions to help him. Has a fairy, though. 2 fairies, a red and a blue, so he uses the blue, refills his magic up.
If I'm gonna end up using brine strats there, I like to wait for them to converge on the center.
Yeah. Big 25.
There's the pod, Big T!
If you guessed whatever number that was, because I wasn't keeping track, because I didn't expect to find it here. So you gotta check the big chest. Yes, check it.
Do it.
Beautiful.
Pyro Castle Smoky!
Please go back to pod. Please go back to pod. Just do it. That's the first time in a race I've gotten to see that chest get opened and it wasn't a plando. I'm so happy right now.
It has happened. This is the best. And also the worst for someone.
So, Max taking down Argus, getting his map to desert and the blue pendant. Qirn and Zephlar both working through T-Rock. Zephlar about to go take Trinex down. With Buttersword, this fight is a joke.
Yeah, pretty much.
The bigger issue is remembering to switch back to Fire Rod after, 2 hits. So you don't miss out on any time here.
And you don't give the Ice Head the opportunity to
do its
vomit
thing
all over the floor. But luckily, Zephlar didn't have any trouble with that.
Yep. Doesn't get the double spin, but still takes Trinex down no time, phase 2.
And there it is. Looks like Qirn, unless I am completely mistaken, has actually hit go mode.
That appears to be correct. Let's see if they'll check the chest here. They do. They get silvers.
Well played. And now now I'm guessing he just doesn't open anything else. Maybe. We'll see.
There's no reason to. You've got silvers, you've got golden sword, you got red mail.
You've got mirror shield if you really want it.
Yeah.
You got powder. What more could you want?
second duck to carry you directly to Ganon and skip over GT, maybe?
Yeah, I don't think that we put those in the chests. At least not in this version. That might be a V29 feature. Like just a random Triforce chest.
Yep. Congrats, you win. So someone making the play to go into pod will need to check Harmless Hellway. Get that hook shot. Book it to Hookshot Cave. Grab the bow out of the top chest. Then continue it back into Ganon's tower and climb.
Yeah, I think it's likely that, you know, if he, you know, he finds the hook shot. So he's like, okay, I bet Bo is either, you know, it might be in the left side of Ganon's tower. But on the way up there, he'll go by Hookshot Cave, and so at the very least, it'll be likely he picks it up.
Yeah, there's no reason to skip by Hookshot Cave at this point. It's a very quick check, and unless you feel you are so behind, and you are positive that Bo is in GT.
Yeah. So, now, I think Zephlar, so he's going to have to go into Swamp to get the book, is the thing, right? And I just don't see him picking up the book and leaving.
With all that stuff, you would probably full clear it. Oh.
I mean, it would be the correct play to make, but there's no way he could know that.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to tell.
We'll just have to see what Zephlar does right after this.
Yep. Max making way through the hookshot room in ice. Zephlar on the third landmine. Qirn working through desert on his way to the same fight.
Alright, so someone has picked up that hookshot and is immediately mirroring out of pod on account of not having a 6th pod key to reach Helmasaur.
Mirrors out, has the eastern big key, so we'll probably check to make sure that Bo isn't in a vanilla location, and we'll mirror out and we'll see where he goes from there.
Now, does that mean that the 6th pod key is somewhere in Ganon's tower?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this is another one of those unintended side effect seeds. That being said, the situation where you potentially cause yourself problems is monumentally unlikely. You'd have to accidentally go to Helmasaur without the big key.
And Qirn's on their way up to GT.
Someone also on his way up to GT of sorts.
Hopefully will check Hookshot Cave. I don't see any reason not to, but...
You're gonna get to see a live comparison here of Light World strats versus Dark World strats.
Yeah.
Qirn getting slightly trolled by a dead rock.
Always happens. Those things are the worst. Okay, someone going into hook shot. We'll see if they even decide to check chests on the left there after getting bow. Nope.
He's out.
He's
He's
out.
missed Butter Sword by one chest.
We'll see if that ends up playing any kind of a role in this upcoming Ganon fight. Now, just a reminder, someone is not racing Qirn.
Right.
Someone is racing MaxKetchumz, Qirn is racing Zephlar. So, barring something catastrophic happening to either one of those runners, they probably have this in the bag. But it's fun to compare to see how they're both going to climb here.
And there very well could be several lead changes on the way up the gauntlet.
Absolutely. So, Max fighting Cold Stare, Zephlar going through pod currently. Still no biggie for pod because it's past Ice Armos.
Yep. So yeah, he's probably gonna go into Swamp eventually. He will probably finish Eastern here.
With their current knowledge, that's probably the best play that they could make. It's just not the right one in this situation.
He's doing my favorite move and just avoiding Swamp at all costs, and that's not going to help today.
Oh, you need at least the second chest in Swamp. So we've got Max going back into Eastern.
Someone finished off the Land Molas pretty easily, and then Qirn right behind. Getting the Cane of Samaria ready to destroy some Wizrobes.
Qirn is roughly 15.5 seconds behind someone, but again, they are not racing each other. This is
Qirn did manage the one cycle on the second Wizrobe room, whereas someone had to wait for 2, so that was
that saves a bit of time there. So Zephlar making short work of the Armos with those silver arrows. Single hit takes them all down. Small keep to Thieves Town and the red pendant.
Zephlar's really looking for the big key to Thieves Town, unfortunately, so he's going to be somewhat disappointed. And someone finishes off the Moldworm 2 fight at the same time that Qirn has entered it. Buttersword making that a little faster. This will be a very close finish between these two racers who are not racing against each other.
Yep. I'm sure whoever finishes second will have a quick moment of, oh no, was that my opponent that just finished right ahead of me?
Oh, oh no.
Did I just get sniped? Very nice triple from someone.
Nice. This is Aghanim 2, otherwise known as Trigonometry's Revenge.
It is a pretty fun fight. Nerve-wracking at this point, because you're, you know, at least an hour and a half or so, unless you're real good into a game. They're trying to figure out angles on the fly. Maybe not what you want to be doing, but someone drops into the Ganon fight.
And Qirn finishing off Aga 2. Someone getting the excellent placement for Phase 2, where you can spin with your tempered sword to your heart's content.
Even without Butter Sword, not costing him time. So we're in Phase 3 on someone's screen. We're entering Phase 1 on Qirn's screen. Max just turned that mushroom in, and Zephlar about to get their book. We'll see if they decide to finish Swamp out or if they're going to book it after this. Looks like they're going to continue on through Swamp. They're going to be slightly disappointed with what they find.
Apparently Ganon is having none of it today with the teleports.
Finally standing still, letting him get that fourth hit in.
Someone with an early double on Ganon. And another double. Wow.
Very clean Ganon fight.
And that's it. Someone325 has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 6 seconds.
GG to him. We'll see if he would like to come in for a quick interview. And there goes Qirn scanning down.
Indeed.
And we are joined by someone325. Welcome, GG.
Man, the sea was dumb. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
I believe it. It was pretty dumb. That cane was not kind. The bow was not kind. The hookshot was not kind.
I forgot where Kane was.
Pyramid Fairy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was funny. I realized I had the 5 and 6 crystals right after I got Ice Rod, so that was pretty nice.
Yeah, you got 5 and 6 fairly early. The big key for Hera was a little bit trolly, but as was the key to Mire. Basically made you go back and forth between the mountain and Mire a couple times.
Yeah.
So so I gotta ask you, what do you think about this whole Keysanity thing? Just in general.
I think it's pretty fun. It's pretty different from Open, and it's pretty much its own thing. I kind of like it.
Sweet. So we're joined now by Qirn, who is the winner of our other race with an official time of 2:08:55. I got to ask you, the first question, Qirn, I had to ask you is, did you have a heart attack when you saw someone done?
Honestly, I wasn't even looking at that point. I was so focused on my fight. So yeah, I try not to look at IRC because it really tilts me if I see stuff, even if it's like not a bad thing, you know, like even if it's somebody from a different race, it can tilt me. So no, it was. Although when I did look at the IRC and I saw second place, I did have to double check to make sure the name was not my official opponent. But yeah, GG, that's crazy. 1 minute on a Keysanity seed, that's insane.
Yeah, that was really close considering where all of the items were.
Yeah, it could definitely the seed could definitely kind of throw you around a bit.
Yeah, the hook shot was kind of a jerk because it's in one of those chests that's sort of locked by some of the pod logic, right?
Yeah, you basically have to get lucky at that point.
Was I, did I pick it up later than most folks, or did most folks kind of pick it up late?
Qirn,
anyway?
I think you were the first one to pick it up.
Yeah, that was my second to last item, so...
Yeah, for me it was between that and the Meyer dip, because I had cleared everything else, and I figured pod is less of a commitment than a full Meyer dip, so I would go there first. Although I forgot that I didn't have the big key and tried to hammer jump to open the chest.
Yeah, and I think, Qirn, your go mode item was the Desert Palace big key.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you walk right in, you open the big chest, and, oh, it's silvers. Okay, now I'm not opening anything.
Yep. Yeah, I was actually debating whether or not I should open the big chest at all, just to, like, cut down on the little cutscene there. But I'm glad I did. I mean, I guess it seems a little crazy to leave a chest if it's like right in your way and you're lacking something like silvers. Like, why not pick it up, I guess?
Yeah, if it was a chest more out of your way, I certainly wouldn't go for it, but it's like the chest right before the boss in Swamp. You're right there anyway. Might as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of Swamp, Zeph, that swamp. So you actually did need to go in, but you only needed to go in for the second chest with the book in it.
Wasn't there another sword available though? Because that's where I got. Oh, it was the book. You're right. It wasn't the sword. It was the book. Yeah.
Yeah, and the book was required for Thieves Town Big Key, which was on Ether Tablet.
That's right. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
That's pretty lucky of me, I guess.
Yeah, I think that people avoid dipping into Swamp, and I wouldn't even call that a dip as the thing. Like, if you're going to go full left side, that's a dip. But if you're just checking the first chest or two, then it's almost like just checking an overworld location. So if you're there and you're routing anyway, in my mind, it's like, you know, it's a good thing to check. And if it happens to be progression, then you're like miles ahead. But if it's not, then, you know, you just lost like a minute or something.
Yeah, that was my mindset as well.
Yeah, I think I'm more likely to check Swamp with no hammer than I am with hammer and no hook shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm there with you. I probably wouldn't have gone in at all if I had the hammer, but not a hook shot.
Yeah, same.
Speaking of hammer, of course, our good friend Senior Catfish with that thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It was kind of good routing because I died in the overworld, so I had to reroute that and add Catfish to that.
You died in the overworld too?
Yeah, Dark World.
I died in the Dark World as well, kind of on my way to check the Bombos tablet. That's funny.
Yeah, the fourth sword was in the next chest in Hookshot Cave.
Right.
After the bow.
Yep, and Mushroom was after that.
Well, I didn't really need that, so...
Yeah, you don't need a fourth sword.
Nah.
Yeah, at that point I was done with the seed.
Yeah, that seems pretty good. You're like, I'm out. I just never want to see this again.
So I wonder if I lost a lot of time there at the Aga fight. I mean, I know that someone wasn't my official opponent, but I would guess that I probably lost 50 seconds at least to that Aga fight.
Yeah, someone managed it in 3 cycles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's definitely something that I've been putting off practicing.
All right, so is there anything else you guys have to say about this seed? At all?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah, it was a fun one. Like it, I mean, for the most part, it seemed like a little linear. If a Keysanity seed can even be linear, in the sense that like you could have been tossed around a bunch of different places, but except for that book location in Swamp, I could see how that was a major control opportunity. But yeah, it was a fun one, and excited that this was my first seed for the tournament.
All right, so you guys are welcome to hang around, but we're going to go ahead and follow your opponents as they make their way through the rest of this seed. And I wish you all luck in the next round. And thanks for showing off your rando skills here on the tournament channel.
Well, thank you guys for commentating.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Well, I'll see you all later.
All right.
Yep. Take care.
Yeah, no problem. And so Zephlar just picked up the big key of Thieves Town. That, I believe, is his go mode.
Yeah. That would be for him.
Yeah. And he definitely has that book.
Oh, yeah. So, Max is gonna finish up T-Rock shortly. Zephlar will have to finish Thieves Town. So Max is in a better position to get to GT, but well, even Thieves Town takes a while to get to blind, so I was gonna say it's possibly shorter, but at this point, not really.
Yeah, who knows? I haven't really timed it myself. Now, I will say, if I were thinking and I were in Zephlar's shoes, which at this point I've been through the seed and I'm probably not able to think anymore. But if I were thinking, I would be like, oh, you know what? I have the small key. I'm just not going to go grab the one at the pot.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Okay.
Sure, that can apparently happen. Don't dash into that that switch.
Or just don't pull it.
So it doesn't look like it, but Zephlar actually does have a major advantage here. Because Max is only in T-Rock now, he only just got that Desert Palace big key in Mimic Cave. So while Max is physically closer to GT, he's only on 5 crystals currently. Zephlar's on 6 and just has to finish Thieves Town. So we'll get to see what's in the We won't get to see what's in the big chest. He's just gotta skip it because he doesn't need anything else. Map for pod. Max going to check the laser bridge. So all in all, aside from where the book was, not the worst trolley seed. You had to bounce around quite a bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know, it's pretty bad.
But even the bounces, like, regardless which path you took, you were gonna get bounced around. Like, Hierarchy and Meyer, but Meyer Key up on Death Mountain.
Max just mirrored out, or saved and quit out of Turtle Rock.
Oof.
I don't think he's aware that you can hold your shield out by holding your sword out.
Yeah, he does have
couldn't
mirrors.
do the laser. He was stuck at the laser bridge chest with half a heart. Is he missing Ice Rod?
Is he?
Yeah, he's missing Ice Rod.
Oh.
That's in the Dark Escape chest.
Oh. Yeah, he never went for it, did he? Okay, so he was hoping it was on Laser Bridge. Oh, hopefully he remembers escape then. Sets up for the dash straight through the door. If you line up along the bottom there, face left or right, or even down at that point, and charge a dash that goes straight up, you'll go right through the door, not get bonked off of it. It's a similar setup in this room involving the torch nearest the door. We'll have Zephlar taking the Dark World portal up by T-Rock, going into GT very shortly. And Max about to fight the Landmo, Silver Arrows, he could one-cycle this.
Yep, it's not the world's easiest one cycle, but it is doable.
Yep. Timing is a little bit tight on it, but it's worth practicing a time or two, just in case you do end up going into this fight with Bow and Silvers. Gets his 6th crystal. Still looking for the Fire Rod to go fight Trinex, though.
I get that Ice Rod out of the basement in Hyrule Castle. Or the sewers.
So it looks like MaxKetchumz has decided to dot forfeit.
Aw. That is unfortunate.
Remember, it did not get to. Not looking terribly happy on his screen. Can't blame him.
We'll see if he still wants to come talk about it or not. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't, but that's beside the point.
Regardless, GG to him, he put up a good race. Just one location can mean the difference in this game. So, looks like he will be joining us in a moment. As Zephlar is climbing through the gauntlet currently. We'll be coming up to the Landmo 2 fight very shortly. Powdering the bunny beam there, moving on. Which does change around the way this fight works slightly. It changes when they spawn. Barely missing that third silver arrow, but he'll probably get it on this try. There it is. First Wizard room, no trouble.
No problem at all.
Dash through here, move on to the second one. One cycles and moves on. And we are joined by MaxKetchumz.
Hey.
How you doing?
Oh, good, good.
So, would you like to know where the ice rod is?
Yeah.
It is in the Dark Escape chest.
That's right, at the end. Oh god. Yeah, I went there from... I tried to go there, I didn't have the key, so I went back.
Oh.
It's okay though. Have fun anyway. I'm not the best at Keysanity.
So, I'm just trying to make sure. Are you aware that in the randomizer, the back of the throne room is always open?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to go,
okay.
Key, didn't have
I was just
the key,
making
so
sure.
I went away and I never go back there.
Yeah. It can be, once you've tried to go someplace, it can be easy to, mentally check that off and then never go back.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't want it to go in the Turtle Rock, because if I didn't have the ice rod, and I found the desert boss, the big key there. Mimic key.
Right. Yeah, this seed was not kind to anyone.
No.
Anyway, I'll try again next time, and hopefully it goes better.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll do fine. You're you had an excellent run, and if not for that one little item trolling you, this would have gone just fine.
Yep. Alright, so anyway, I'm gonna go. Getting tired.
Alright.
Alright, thank you so much for everything.
Hey, thank you for running. Rest well, and see you next week.
Yeah, GG's to the winners.
Alright, so we're going to follow Zephlar up the tower. This is the last Agate 2 fight.
Gets one hit on first cycle. There's number 2. And 3. number 4.
I find that I'm happy if I can just get one per cycle.
And 6.
There we go.
There's sometimes that you just get absolutely trolled and you don't get any on a cycle and you just feel like you wasted so much time. Onwards to Ganon. So with Butter Sword, this should not be a problem. So just hacking and slashing away at him, getting through phase 1 into phase 2. Using the wall there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And applying some Cane of Brine strats here to avoid damage from the fire bats.
Now the endless teleports begin.
Oh yeah, this is probably the most teleports I've seen in one Ganon phase in a long time.
Ganon running around like a greased pig.
Yeah, certainly some kind of pig. And hey, there's a subscription to the Speed Gaming 4 channel by Bubble Metropolis, so thank you for that.
Thank you for the support to the Speed Gaming Network. It's much appreciated. And there is hit number 4. We'll be moving on to phase 4. Did they find the arrows in T-Rock? Yes, they did.
Whoops.
Healing up, smart play. Ooh, getting out of the way of that fire bat very quick. This one might be trouble though. Still getting a hit in though.
Oh, getting trolled by the torch one last time.
At least they weren't moving, so the fire bat didn't knock them anywhere. And this is 4.
And there we go, Zephlar completely destroys Ganon. As long as there's no shenanigans with falling off the edge, we should be fine. And yes, go ahead.
Alright, and GG to Zephlar, finishing with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 33 minutes, 23 seconds, beating their personal best by 2 minutes, 50 seconds. So we'll see if they would like to stop in for a moment, come talk about the seed. But that is all 4 of our runners finishing today. The race between someone325 and MaxKetchumz, someone325 taking the win, and Qirn versus Zephlar, Qirn taking the win.
Indeed.
Both of our finishers finishing 49 seconds apart from each other.
Nice. And then, of course, Zephlar, you know, a few minutes behind Qirn, but still, I mean, 233 on this seed.
That's not bad.
Seems good.
And Max just ending up getting trolled by that Ice Rod location. Dark Escape is a location endgame you're not thinking about. Even mid-game, you're not thinking about it.
And we're now joined by Zephlar. GG, congratulations on finishing the race.
Hello, thank you. Thank you.
So you were the first one to find the Cane of Samaria, by far. Like, not even close.
Wow. So this race, this was my first race, my first run, probably in like 4 weeks. And so I knew that I was making very weird routing decisions. I knew that I was also playing very terribly and doing like dying to bosses and fighting.
Oh, I don't know
bosses
about
with 6
that.
hearts and doing all sorts of really weird stuff. Trying dark rooms when I was like, oh, I've done this dark room before, but having not played in a while, like, oh right, I forgot. I don't remember how to do this. Blah blah blah. But yeah, the when I found there were a couple of items when I found them, I was like, I bet I'm the first person to have this item. And the cane was one of those.
Yeah, you had cane way before.
You might have been the first one to find the hammer as well.
Yes.
There's a cane, hammer, and I think ice rod were the 3 items that I found that I was like, oh, this is... Well, maybe not ice rod, because I went to the escape really late.
Yeah, in fact, one of the other runners in this block never found the ice rod, so...
Oh, is that the one who forfeit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. That item location is like it's when I have scoured the entire world, it's always the one that I've forgotten about. And I'm like, oh right, there's this one chest in the deepest, darkest cave of the escape. That is always holding that thing, right?
So you had this you seem to have this one policy in mind in your head as you were running this. And that policy is, I am not going to swamp unless it's the last thing I do.
Kind of, yeah. I didn't have the small key for a really long time, and so
Right.
I was going around doing lots of other things, and I kind of had like the next 3 or 4 steps in what I was going to check in my head when I found the swamp small key, and I was like, well, I could abandon what I've been planning on doing because I have the small key now, or I can just like keep doing the things and see what happens. And so I kept on my path, and then it wasn't that I was actively avoiding swamp, it's that I kept finding new little like offshoots on the path that I was already on.
Right.
And so I was just at that point I had taken a left turn when I should have taken a right and got down a rabbit hole, and that cost me half an hour.
And so some other people made early swamp dips like without the hammer, right? And they just happened to find the book in the second chest, and then they never had to go back.
Oh wow, yeah. If you get those first 2 chests without the hammer, that would have been huge. I was afraid. I missed one chest in Ice Palace that I realized after I'd already lost, and I was afraid that that's where the key was going to be, and then I was running around forever looking for stuff because I didn't want to go back to Ice Palace and see what was in that chest.
Well, that's kind of yeah, you hate to see yourself do something like that, and then it just kind of nag at you for the rest of the run.
Yeah, but overall, like I had a lot of fun. I got to use the bee on Mothula. I got to do all sorts of crazy stuff. I had a blast.
So how do you feel about Keysanity in general, like as a mode?
I really like Keysanity. I think it adds a fun layer. Like I've done a lot of regular randomizer runs, and the idea that there's 3 items in Eastern and 6 items in Swamp and 2 items in Misery Mire, and these very defined this is what you can find in this dungeon. It was starting, like, it just was not as exciting as this. I think this is where suddenly places like Swamp and Pod have like 10 and 14 different treasure chests that you can open up and find items in, and it really changes the priorities a little bit and really opens up a lot of stuff that I think makes it really interesting.
Yeah. And I think in Keysanity you don't have to feel quite as bad about going into dungeons without being able to complete them, because that's just a part of life in Keysanity.
Right, they're not really dungeons anymore. They're caves. You go to this cave, like Hype Cave or something. There's 5 treasure chests. You just got to walk around for your 5 treasure chests a little bit, and it certainly does make the double and triple dips not feel as bad. Right, it's just part of what you do.
All right. So anything else you want to say to our adoring public before we sign off?
No, thanks for watching. This was fun, and I guess we'll try again next round.
All right. Good luck, sir.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right. So, with that, I think it's time to go ahead and call this a race. I wanted to say thank you so much to our trackers, Bluecoats, Snare, and Yanni Man, for running that production aspect behind the scenes. It's very difficult for us to keep track of things without their help. And also to Feasel running the restream and all of these races, putting everything together. This is a huge undertaking, and I'm sure it requires, at the very least, a lot of code.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, I want to thank you for Pachu for commentating with me.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Bobtastic. Yet another fun couple hours spend time with you.
All right. So, on that note, I think it's time to call it. So, thank you all for watching. I have been Dr. Bobtastic.
And I'm Pachu.
And we'll see you later.
Take care, all. Have a good night. And we will see you another time.